Hi, I'm John Blatchford, Pacific Northwest agronomist and Oregon grower rep for Hopsteiner. We're just outside of Prosser, Washington today in one of our Sultana plantings, a variety we'll talk about here in a little bit. But wanted to give you kind of a pre-harvest update. We're first part of July here, so in some areas we'll be picking in 45, 50 days. So harvest is just around the corner. Growers are pretty deep in harvest prep right now, making sure all the picking machines and all the cleaners are ready to go for harvests, making sure that there's no food safety concerns, and if there is, we're definitely addressing them and getting those taken care of to make sure that all the work we put in all season to make sure these beautiful plants grow correctly doesn't get ruined when they get to the picker. So super important for hop quality and just overall health of the industry. Wanted to talk a little bit about pest pressure for Oregon and Idaho, and just kind of plant growth. So as I said, we're in the Yakima Valley today, but in Oregon and Idaho, the crop is actually a little bit ahead in some areas. So there's lots of excitement around yield and what the bloom set will be. As I said, first part of July here, so just kind of getting into the first start of bloom. Pest pressure is relatively low with the exception of powdery mildew. That's, I wouldn't say running rampant at this point, but in some areas, control is hard to obtain right now. But generally speaking, where there's been regular fungicide rotation, particularly early in the season, powdery mildew pressure is low, but definitely something we're still keeping an eye on. I know we've talked about beneficial insects quite a bit. Spider mite pressure is still pretty low, and that's part of that is due to regular beneficial insect releases, which fits really well into any IPM program. As I mentioned, we're in one of our Sultana yards today. Variety that we're really excited about has super high oil content, goes really, really well in IPAs, particularly juicy and hazy IPAs, has a really good pineapple aroma. If you haven't tried it out, I'd highly encourage it. We're going to talk with Leanna here in a little bit. She's one of our agronomists up here on Golden Gate.
Hi, I'm Leanna Vogie, Propagation Supervisor and member of the agronomy team here at Golden Gate Hop Ranches. Today we're in a Sultana field, as John said. The growth is to the wire. They're looking really healthy and nice. We're excited about that. And coming up, we're going to have some warm weather, so the growth should continue. Here in Washington, we are seeing some low Downy mildew pressure. And powdery mildew, we have medium to moderate pressure still going on. Other things we're looking at are two-spotted spider mites and aphids. So with our pest pressure on the two-spotted spider mites, we see that more with the heat. So we're seeing a rise in those numbers. And with aphids, it's just kind of the time of year. So we're starting to see them more active. You'll find them on the underside of the leaves. And in this field, it's clean, so that's great. You can also check on the side arms, and if they're in there, they'll be pretty active. So that's part of what we do with scouting, is we come into a field and we check the growth, overall health of the field, cleanliness, make sure there's no weeds, check for disease, pests, and make any recommendations of what needs to be taken care of.